Hey guys, I just got back from the gym. I'm all sweaty and nasty, but I wanted to get a video in before I start getting ready for work. I'm going to give you 3 simple tips on how you can instantly raise your vibration and get to feeling better. So I actually follow the law of attraction, and specifically I listen to a ton of Abraham Hicks. If you've never heard of it, to sum it up really, really fast, it's basically a way of thinking that is positive and taking advantage of your own natural energy and momentum, manifesting what you want in life. And it's a simple concept, but it can get really complicated. It is hard to explain. I've been studying it for years, and I still feel very much like a student. I am not a master of it. I would recommend that if you haven't heard of it, that you look up Law of Attraction and you start there. Abraham Hicks is a little bit weird if you're not familiar with some of these concepts. It could be seen as out there, I guess. Okay, so the 3 tips. So my first tip is the simplest one actually, but it can be hard to do because you can't do it anywhere. So my number 1 tip is take a nap. When you nap or when you sleep, you are letting go of resistance. So resistance is what makes things harder. Like, you don't want to be swimming upstream, you want to be going with the flow. And I think most people think of going with the flow in terms of like, oh, whatever happens, happens. That's not what it means in this circumstance. When you fight against something that you don't want, you create more resistance. Instead of focusing your energy on what you don't want, it is so much more efficient to take that energy and focus on what you do want in life. So if you are able to take a nap, to go to bed, if you're feeling just absolutely terrible and you're able to lay down, it's kind of like a reset. And even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's an hour, shift the focus, take that resistance off, go with the flow. So number 1 is nap. Number 2 is pivot. So pivot you can do anywhere. So let's imagine that you're stuck in traffic and you're absolutely miserable and you're just sitting there in the car and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my God, like, fuck my life. This is terrible. When is this gonna go? This is like, I'm gonna be late. This is the worst thing that could happen. Of course this would happen to me. Why today? Instead of just going over and over and over these negative thoughts in your head, pivot. Find something that does feel good. Change your focus. So you could be like, this air conditioner feels really nice. Man, I'm so glad that my radiator works. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation or you've been in an older car and you've had an air conditioner stop working. I had this, my first car was a Saturn, and at some point the air conditioner, the car started overheating and I'd have to turn the hot air on. So when I get stuck in traffic, I'd have to sit with hot air blowing on me. It was miserable. So that's one thing that you could do. You could change the focus. Take the focus off of how bad it sucks to be sitting in traffic and be like, this air conditioner feels amazing. I'm so glad that my car works properly. And let that momentum pick up. Let that momentum build. Oh, this feels good. This feels good. And then you could start making little jumps in your head about things that feel good instead of focusing on what doesn't feel good. And I guarantee you, if you can start with one little thing and you can, take little step, you're gonna jump into bigger. Focus on things that you do want, that do feel good. Okay? The third one is I get to. So this can be hard and it might feel like you're faking it, But, okay, so I just moved twice. 2 times in the last, around 4 months. The first time I went from one place in Tennessee to another place in Tennessee, like maybe 3.5 hours in between the 2. My glasses keep falling down here. And then the second time I moved, as soon as I pretty much got settled and got pictures hung up and felt really comfortable with life and how everything was going, some circumstances happened, and I moved a second time, and this time I moved to Oklahoma, which is 12 hours from that place. So I've had a hectic year so far. It's been crazy. But, so I get to. So so I'm sitting here in this town in Oklahoma, and I don't know anybody. I don't have friends. I don't have family here. I don't have a support system. And, a part of me was like, did I make the right choice? What am I doing here? I've already signed a lease. I can't get out of this. I'm here. And beating myself up over the decisions that I made. And then something came into my head one day after, feeling this stress and these thoughts over and over and over again. And I'm like, hey, I've gotten to live in a lot of different places and be exposed to different subcultures and experience new things. I get to kind of see the United States on this journey I call life. And I didn't plan it that way. Things have panned out over the years where I've moved so much. I average moving once every 2 years. I started counting how many times I've moved in my adult life, and it came out to I'm 36. It came out to 28 times or something from what I can remember, including what I can remember as a child. I moved so much. And instead of focusing on everything's uprooted all the time, nothing's stable, I have to keep starting over from ground zero. Just a couple days ago, I was like, I get to live in all these different places and meet all these different people and experience all these different things. And it might take a long time. It might take a little bit of time to figure out how to retrain your brain. But every time that you can do that, you can do it one time, you can do it a second time. You do it a second time, you can do it a third time. It's only gonna get easier and easier to retrain your brain how to think like that. So next time that something's not exactly how you want it and things haven't turned out how you like, try saying an I get to statement in your head. And it really does make a difference. Because I'm lucky in a way. I am lucky that I get to have this experience, and I have all these stories, and I've met all these people, and things aren't as bad as you think they are when you have to change the way that you think about things. And I know it is so hard. I spent almost my whole adult life being a super negative person. I was a negative child, I was a negative teenager, I was a negative young adult, and finally, I don't know if I'm getting more mature or what, or I'm growing or what, but I'm finally at a point where I'm learning how to retrain the way that I think, retrain how I look at life, how I look at the things that happen, and to accept more responsibility. Life is not just happening to me. I get a choice. I get to be involved in the things that are happening to me. I get to have a say. And I know that so many times in life it feels like you don't get a choice and things are happening to you. That's how it feels like. And why do bad things happen to me? Why do I have bad luck in love? Why do I don't know, you name it. Why me? And if you can retrain the way that you look at it, you pick up a different sort of momentum. And once you have a little bit of momentum, you keep snowballing on that. But usually refer to snowballing isn't a bad way, things are snowballing out of control. Let's snowball into control. You want to be in control of your thoughts. So thoughts create things. Do you want a good life? You got to retrain your brain. Anyways, that's my spiel. If even one of those tips can help you be happier and more comfortable with where you are so you can get to where you're trying to go, then I did my job.